Welcome to our Saturday Q&A with Emmanuel. Thank you to all of you who are joining across the globe. Folks from all parts of the world are tuning in today, from UAE to UK to all parts of Canada and the US, just to name a few. So nice to see you all. We've got people logged into Facebook, Crowdcast, and YouTube. Welcome. For those of you who are new, my name is Crystal. I'm with Ascension One Collective, the foundation that supports the work of the channel. I'm here today to ask all your questions. Last we came together, we explored into the unknown in an energetic transmission with the Elohim. This week, we will continue to explore this topic with the guide Emmanuel. We will have the opportunity to ask the questions of this celestial being. This session, we're launching our new Q&A format. We asked for questions on the topic of Into the Unknown to be posted this week in our Mighty Networks online community. Thank you to those who submitted. The production team has chosen a few of these questions, and we look forward to answering these questions for you today. The energy established field pulls us into an interesting collective state. So you may find that if you have a question in your mind, you receive the answer in someone else's question or silently inside yourself. For those who are new, I will explain the process that a seal goes through to open the connection that we refer to as the channel. This is a connection to both powerful energy and wisdom that during the sessions he will embody and bring through. The process for a seal to get into trance includes spontaneous movements of his body and hands, sometimes shaking of his body, fast breathing, and as the energy level rises, sometimes his eyes will roll upwards. It may not seem it, but this is all normal. His everyday human consciousness is still available to him while he's channeling, and he can stop the embodiment at any time. Once the energy field is established, Emmanuel will come through to deliver a wisdom transmission. Then I will ask your questions. As the session ends, we will sit together in silence as the seal comes back into this state of awareness. For people who can support the work, it not only supports a seal, but it supports the whole production team. Many of you have generously supported these Saturday transmissions and have already supported this one. It's truly appreciated, and it really helps us keep this work accessible. We have links to your donation options in the chats. Enjoy the session. I'll see you back here upon your return.
Hello everyone, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome to the continued exploration of the theme and topic Into the Unknown. There were some really interesting things shared in this last transmission with the Elohim about how we can hold a present state and at the same time look into the future without attachment. And at which point do we get too attached and set hard expectations of the future that may lead to disappointment, that may lead to reducing the possibilities of the future? So how can we stay open to the many possibilities that are possible and available to us while not getting attached to specific outcomes of our future? And how do we live truly a human life where future planning is such a natural aspect of our existence? Projection into the future allows a sense of safety, comfort, certainty. So it seems that the guides see it not necessarily as mutually exclusive, that there is a connection between looking into the future, projecting into the future, yet also allowing for the many possibilities to be present at the same time. We may not have fully understood yet how that works and how we unlock that within ourselves, yet it seems to be an aspirational goal as a human being. It's a true blessing to be able to share these sessions with all of you, to explore these topics, to hear how these sessions impact you, and also to witness the change and the transformation that this work brings within you and within all of us as a community. We truly believe that the transformation within brings a transformation in society as well as within all of humanity. Thank you all for being here and for joining in this session. Blessings to all of you, and see you on the other side. Greetings. My name is Emmanuel. All of you have wondered how to live the human life in the most perfect way, in the most comfortable way, in the most extensive way. Yet truly, there is no specific way to live human life that is considered to be perfect. All outcomes imagined to be perfect are established from the consciousness that you hold in this very moment. Therefore, already with the evolution of your present moment, the expectation of the outcome held has become extinct. Evolutionary processes consistently change your perspective of reality, your perspective of life. Therefore, your expectations of the future must accordingly change. Holding on to future perspectives and future outcomes only will narrow the evolutionary impact that is being accumulated within you, the potential that is ready to rise from within you, the possibilities that are unfolding become unavailable through the strict and hard focus of future outcomes. While you may have a certain idea and perspective in which direction your life is heading, in which direction you would like your life to head, while you may establish specific images, specific feelings, how life should unfold for you, can you truly know what it actually will feel if this projected future unfolds? Just as you consistently change, your projection of the future must change as well. Your expectations of the future, your plans of the future, your desires of the future, everything adjusts to the evolution that you undergo. Suppressing your evolution in order to keep to a dream of the past, to a vision, to a desire of the past, will only limit your own evolutionary capacity, limit your own potential, and the possibilities that can unfold in your life. For a moment, release the expectations that you hold of yourself and of others in your life. For a moment in this present, hold yourself as the perfect individual that you are. Allow all of yourself, including the parts that you perceive as flawed, as undeveloped, as not good enough, to be embraced. For a moment, witness others in their perfection and in their perfect state of being. No matter how they have lived their lives until now, and no matter how they may live their lives after this moment, in this very moment, they are as perfect as you are. And the embrace of this moment creates a foundation of love, a foundation of strength, a foundation that provides the possibility for an unlimited potential of the future. If you are in this present moment, embracing all that you are, and embracing all that others are, what desires and wants emerge? Potentially, you will witness an emptiness. You will witness no desires emerging at all, no plans, no projections, no expectations emerging. Potentially, you will find true peace, and true love, and true alignment in this very moment. In this non-dual state of the present moment, life and time, living life through time and space, is perceived differently than in the operations of the mind. In experiencing the human life in its dualistic form, you will notice desires, wants, and needs emerge. Almost instantaneously, once you return out of the non-dual states of existence into dualistic perspectives, you will witness the desire to understand, the desire to navigate, the desire to create a specific future. The expected outcome of the future. And through evolutionary processes and moments like these, you will learn to train both aspects of yourself, the non-dual part of your existence and the dualistic part of your existence. And you will notice that you can truly hold both of these perspectives at once. Even though these perspectives may hold contradictory and paradoxical ideas and paradigms, you can truly hold both. You can truly appreciate both. And with time and practice, these two perspectives will merge within your being. And your human presence, your existence in the human form, will allow you to hold both perspectives at once. At any moment, you will find the ability to lean into a more non-dualistic state. At any moment, you will find the ability to lean into a more dualistic state. And at times, the circumstances that you are faced with will require you to be in either state more consciously. Navigating the realities of this physical realm may require you to operate from a dualistic perspective. Navigating the challenges of society and the human experience may require a non-dualistic state to truly embrace all that is occurring before you. You will notice that both states of existence truly can live, can coexist, and can provide value to expand the human experience itself. You will notice that through the merger of both dualistic and non-dualistic perspectives in this present moment, you can witness and touch your future expectations with grace, yet without attachment. And you will witness that you can touch upon non-dualistic states of the dissolution of your identity without foregoing the importance and the necessity of the human form, the dualistic needs of this human form. The unity of all states, all perspectives, living within you in this present moment, allowing you to expand, allowing you to create consciously the future that you choose, the future that is beneficial for you and for others, beneficial for the collective. Once many in human form will be able to master these states together, the consciously chosen future will be aligned. Individualized needs will be met, while the collective is supported in its expansion and its growth as well. All parts of you and all parts of humanity collectively grow, collectively evolve, and collectively, consciously create. The unknown becomes no longer an elusive, undefined space. It transforms into all possibilities in your hands, all possibilities to be manifested into reality. This will require continued practice, continued reflection, continued silence. The non-dualistic state must be acquired on a more regular basis. The embrace and the marriage of the non-dualistic state with the dualistic state will eventually bring forth great benefits to your life and great benefits to the collective, great benefits to this creation of yours. Whatever you choose this creation to be, this plane of existence will become your masterpiece. No longer a subject to the turbulences and the unfoldings of this reality and of this life, but yet a conscious creator of infinite possibilities, of the choices manifested into reality. You become the masters of this plane, the plane that has served you since your inception, this plane that has provided a ground to understand yourself as a consciousness, and this plane that will continue to provide for you the reflection that you require until your self-realization through the human form is complete and the ascension process can conclude. Thank you for listening to my words. I will now answer some of your questions.
Thank you, Emmanuel. He asks, Dear Emmanuel, I'm feeling the call to be in service, yet I do not know what actions to take in order to follow that calling. Should I simply let go of the idea that I should perform a specific activity or training of service and leave my current job and trust that everything will unfold in its perfect time? Or should I take a specific decisive action to engage in service in a more focused way?
The urge to serve will first emerge from the mind, or the needs of the heart, or the needs of the body. The emergence of service from your energetic spiritual construct, from your soul container, will be a limitless fuel of energy, a drive, a desire, insatiable, a love consistently engulfing all of your being. And with this emergence of the desire to serve, any activity otherwise planned will be futile. reality will naturally adjust to the emergence of service from your soul. Clarity will naturally emerge as you surrender to truly serve. Reality will naturally provide for you as you have provided yourself to serve. Yet most individuals will follow the initial impulse of service, the desire to serve from the mind, the desire to serve from the heart. And while these are honorable steps to follow, you will notice tension, discrepancy, and challenge at first. And you will learn to understand that service and your desire to serve must be purified further for it to become truly aligned with the desire of service from your soul. As the desire for service from your soul will provide the limitless possibilities and support needed to actually unfold into your greatest service in human form. As you surrender and open yourself up to the greatest service of your existence, the signs of this reality will come to carry you forward in your service. And you must make the steps yourself. While being supported, you are the one leading. While surrendering, you are the one creating. While trusting, you are the one consistently providing trust to others. As you can see, the desire to service will require deeper exploration to understand the many layers embedded within a singular word. The many layers that will unfold through consistent reflection and contemplation until the emergence of service is truly aligned with your soul. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Peter asks, the guides have spoken about soft expectations and also about exuding trust into the future. Can you speak to how one balances the aspects of both softening our expectations in co-creation and this aspect of exuding trust?
As you continue to soften your expectations of the future, you embrace what you are in this current present moment. The trust emerges from your presence. The presence of the now will expand slowly into trust and presence into the past and into the future. This is the natural extension of trust beyond the present moment itself. And as your trust expands from this present moment into the future, expectations while established softly, will become likely and probable possibilities. And this reality will respond to these softly established expectations based on the trust that you have established in your present moment. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Chung Mo asks, if God is the entirety of all that is, it would seem that God knows everything. Is the unknown then created by our own limitation and within our own individualized and collective self? Or does the known only become known to God by our own collective creation as instruments of God?
The seeding of humanity required this new form of consciousness that you are to learn what it means to be a consciousness self-realizing. The form chosen was the human form for the first steps of evolution. And in the continued exploration of the human form, self-realizing as an individual, self-realizing as a collective, you would notice that you are embedded, infused with the qualities of creatorship, the qualities of God that you see outside are within you, seeded from the start. This continued exploration that you are on will allow you to find that creative power, that conscious creatorship, that understanding that the individualized form is merely a temporary illusion. The collective existence is one of many. And even in its separated form as a human collective, you are one with all other collectives of consciousness. And within this conglomerate of consciousness, you are one with all of love of creation. Where does God start? And where does God end? In this understanding, as you can see, it is a matter of perspective. It is a matter of the angle that you perceive reality, yourself, and all of creation by. All that seems unknown in this very moment will become known as you shift your perspective to higher planes of existence. What may seem unknown in this very moment for you as the individual will become more probable and more known as you shift your perspective to a non-dualistic understanding and viewpoint as a collective. The unknown becomes known through the shift of perspective. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Michelle asks, in the channeling, Elohim suggested being present last week. Having reasonable planning without attachment to outcomes sounds ideal, but I'm having difficulty imagining how to do this in the busyness of everyday life. Do you have any suggestions?
You have chosen to live human life in a certain way, and this choice was often instilled through education, through conditioning, and through the past generations. A certain life and a certain lifestyle will take time and often generations to truly change. While you may not be able to change your lifestyle immediately, you can truly seek greater level of presence in the very moment and in the life that you have chosen to live, in the way that you have chosen to live. Greater levels of presence will allow to appreciate the moments that are passing with greater love, to observe the moments with greater understanding, with greater awareness. And this in itself will allow for greater possibilities to emerge as a result of greater presence. You can and you will allow yourself to be present while living the human life as you have chosen to live. Even in the busyness of life, you can find presence. Even in the busyness of life, you can appreciate the tremendous potential, the tremendous power that you hold in the moment. It is merely the mind's focus that carries your attention into a specific, momentary outcome. If this attention is brought back into alignment with the heart, with the body, and with the energetic spiritual construct, you can continue to hold attention to whichever aspect of life you desire, yet you will hold this attention with greater presence, with greater awareness, and from a place of alignment. This small shift in the way you approach the moment, in the way you approach each task of your life, will change how you walk through life, how you walk through present moments one by one. And this way of being will eventually change the way you live life and the way you have chosen to move through life. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Deepa asks, it feels to me that many of us are creating from a perspective of trying to avoid what we don't want. How do we transition from that perspective of avoiding and begin to create from a perspective of what we do want?
Avoidance is a creation of the fears of the mind, fears of the past, avoiding the reoccurrence of past pains in the future. Fear can truly be a grappling challenge, and fear must be faced by facing the past. It cannot be faced by facing the future. Once you have understood all the ways fear has become a leading actor in your life, fear itself will become an ally to support you in dissolving fear itself. Only then, avoidance will become merely navigation through life through conscious choice, no longer led by fear. Only then can you truly shift with ease your perspective to truly create future moments from a place of want, from love, a place of creation for yourself in benefit to others, in benefit to all of humanity. A creation that is truly connected to the benefit of all of creation. You will notice that creation from a place of avoidance will often focus on yourself or very few others. Creation from a place of love will focus on a greater number of individuals and often on all of humanity, all of creation. The state of being that you find yourself in is determined by experiences of the past and expectations that are derived from these experiences of the past. Therefore, in moments of presence, all that you are, all that you have been, becomes available to you, becomes available to be observed, embraced, contemplated, integrated, and realized. Naturally, your presence becomes aligned. Your presence becomes expansive. Your presence becomes loving. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Cheryl asks, I have a trust in the unknown, but I live with a partner who is very anxious about the unknown. It frustrates me because I want to live a shared life in ultimate possibility. What do I do in the case where there is such a vast difference in our perspectives?
In the process of partnership and relationship, a partner brings forth a mirror, a reflection to you. He proposes to be the part within you that is suppressed and truly requires a specific future, while other parts within you are dominant and open and trusting. The suppressed parts are displayed to you through his actions. Once you uncover the parts within you that resonate with Him, that brought you into this relationship with Him, the anxiety that is within you, displayed to you through the anxiety that is within Him. You will start to witness the separation, the discomfort that you have established with anxiety itself, anxiety of the unknown. And you will learn to build a new relationship with this part of you, the part of you suppressed of the fear of the unknown, the fear of the future. And as you start to embrace yourself, as you start to embrace your partner, the anxiety within him, the anxiety within you that is operating unconsciously will dissolve and soften. This way, both of you are impacting each other in your evolution. You are impacted by him, and he is impacted by you, and both of you will evolve. This realization and this resolution may result in a deeper bond and a deeper understanding of the reason of this relationship itself. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Nathalie asks, to me, it seems that every time we listen to a transmission, our color or shade becomes clearer, so that we see better, further, and more broadly. Is this the process of clarifying the most effective way to dissolve our apprehension about the future and deepen our trust?
It is your experience of finding deeper presence, greater alignment, greater awareness, and greater trust in the present moment. And it is your experience that continues to expand you into understanding, to becoming a conscious creator. This is truly the first step and the most significant step for most of you in this very moment. The present moment will indeed hold great power and great benefits for all of you. And the exuding trust from this present moment will create the most beneficial, the most improbable, the most unexpected possibilities for you and for humanity. Yet, finding your presence and for others to find their presence and collectively to consciously create is a process that starts with you. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Veronica J. asks, if the need for safety and basic survival is biologically programmed, is it possible in each of our lifetimes to break out of that paradigm? If so, do you have any specific advice on how to do so, please?
The established constructs of survival will always be with you as long as this human form exists. It is a necessity to operate the human form and will continue to serve its purpose. Yet these constructs of survival have been extended and infused with artificially inflated fears, conditioning, and education. Perspectives that you have created on top of perspectives of others, infused in your mind as a survivalistic need. Yet true survival, far from being endangered. You will notice their consistent alignment into the present moment, how your survivalistic constructs, in their original intent, in their original template, have been inflated, distorted, and skewed over time through the experiences of generations before, as well as your experiences in this human form. And the purpose of practice is to shed these many layers that have built upon the fears of survival, the fears of death and transition from this human form. While these naturally embedded mechanisms will continue to exist, they will no longer form the dominance to determine your immediate next steps and your perspective of the future. Thank you for your question.
Thank you for your time, Emmanuel.
Thank you for listening to my words. We will continue to support you in the ways we can. Words are merely a small fraction of delivering understanding. It is you that must walk this path. It is you that must integrate the words into action, into presence. Thank you for receiving this transmission. Thank you all for joining. Quite a journey into some deep questions and some fascinating answers. We will continue to explore all of these answers and these transcripts with you in our community calls, as well as in our online platform. If you choose to join us for these explorations and continued discussions, they're often very interesting and very rich. Thank you so much for joining, and blessings to all of you.
Welcome back, everyone. Take your time to come back into your body. Take any extra time you need in a sitting or lying position, or just stay in this state as long as you need to. As we're coming back, I have a few gentle closing remarks. We care about the impact our work has on the world, and most importantly, we want to know how these alignments and these words impact you. We've created a short survey for you to share your experience with this transmission, so please consider filling this out after the transmission. And you can click on the link at the bottom of the screen in Crowdcast or in the chats in our social media platforms to access this survey. If you'd like to continue this journey with Ascension One, there's many ways to do it. For those of you who have taken the first steps on the Sacred Earth Practitioner's Path, specifically including foundations, we're happy to announce our next training course, Sacred Earth Practitioner's Evolution Level, starting April 12th. This 2-week training will include 3 live transmissions on Tuesdays and practitioner support Zoom calls on Fridays. We'll open registration at the end of next week, so be looking for that. We look forward to you joining us in this next stage of the Sacred Earth Practitioner Path. It's going to be very exciting. For newcomers, you can like us on social media. You can access previous transmissions and their transcripts on our website. We have a home for all of Ascension One Collective's online community in Mighty Networks, as Asil just mentioned. If you've not already joined our online community, you can do so by using the invitation link placed in the chat. And this is the place for you to explore and connect with the community and its members. Within Mighty Networks, you can access our upcoming Saturday live stream schedules and our weekly Monday transmission series integration calls, where we gather to discuss the transmission and the impact they have on our daily lives. There will be many other opportunities to engage in workshops and training courses, to deepen your practice and to integrate the energy and wisdom of the guides throughout the year. We send event and program announcements as they become available through Mighty Networks. So if you want the latest updates, we recommend you joining us in our online community. This work is possible because of your support. As you would imagine, it takes a village to bring the channel to this space and then beam it out to all of you. If you found this of value, please consider supporting us to keep this work accessible. There are links in the chat with options for giving. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for contributing your presence and your time. We feel the love and support you have for one another and for us, and we're deeply grateful. Take it easy after the session. Give space for the energy to continue to work. If you can, keep your mind quiet. If you can't, bring this presence and peace to whatever it is that you need to do. I feel you all radiating, and it fills my heart with joy.